So in June, I wasn't feeling very well, and then I went to the doctor, did some blood work. Then they give you some prednisone, make you feel better for a couple, 2, 3 weeks. Supposed to follow up with your doctor. I didn't. Then short time later, wasn't feeling very good again. Going to the urgent care, same thing. Blood's elevated, something else going on. Give you some medication. Follow up with your doctor, never did. And then started getting more symptoms. It was end of October when I really started crashing, not feeling good. And then I got the news that I needed to go see the cancer doctor. And that's nothing you ever want to hear from anybody. So then I make the appointment, go out there, and he looked back since 2006, 2009, 2010 that my hematocrit's been high, and has anybody ever treated you for it, anything like that? And nope. So you're thinking the worst, and then he says, I believe that you do have some type of blood cancer, don't know yet, but we'll do some blood tests and find out. And then as the tests were coming in, it was more positive, more cancer, more cancer, more cancer. And then it was just, I believe it was, would have been November the 2nd, I believe, is we got the final results in that you have cancer. So, of course, then you're trying to figure out, how long do you got to live, what are the treatments, what can you do? And then told your friends and family, and then went to church, and the song was playing. I don't remember the name of the song, but after like 30 seconds, I just shed tears. Don't know why, just knew that it was just time to cry. Just left when Pastor Dave was preaching, and just trying to get myself together, and Ed and Scott and others came around and let them know what was going on. And it was quite, I guess you'd say, troubling to understand, if that's the right words I can say, is that so many things going through your mind, you don't know what to do. And it's like, hey, if it's your time, your time. I know I'm good with the Christ. I know I'm going to heaven. I know I'm not perfect, but I know I believe him. I have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and I know I'm going to heaven. So that was good, but I was more worried what was going to happen to my family, who's going to take care of them. What about my grandson, the dog Rocky, just so many things. And then when you find out that, going online for information, they tell you 6 to 18 months. It really puts a perspective on how soon you got to get things together. And we're far from, even if you do all the best plan in the world, you're never prepared for death or cancer. And then we decided I was offered the opportunity to be anointed with oil. And I said, yeah, we should do that. Maybe next week. And then my wife said, no, I won't be here next week. So we did it then. And at that point, as we were getting ready to pray, there was a voice in me that I heard a voice sarcastically, like, what are you waiting for? What do you think is going to happen? What do you expect? And I said to myself, am I supposed to feel something? And then people just started praying. And then as the prayer went on, I could just feel something within me. And I believe it was when Sue, she had my leg, and as she was talking, I could just feel my quadriceps swell up, almost like a sponge sucking everything out of my leg. At that point, I knew something was going on. I could just feel it in my body. And it was just different. And then after it was all over, giving hugs and thanks to everybody, I felt different. And then once I kissed my wife, gave her a hug, it was like we got married. That the love and the affection of a new was like, when I hugged her and gave her a kiss, I love you, I was like, I knew something changed. Not even changed physically, but just in my mind of who I am. So I kept with that, and then that was Sunday. So Monday, I went to the gym, talking to everybody, telling them, hey, this is what happens. I was anointed with oil, I feel different, and things are going okay, yep, good. And it wasn't until it was about 11:03, 11:04, I was telling my son the story what happened at church. Told him about the leg and how I felt better, and he's like, okay, cool, hey, I'm glad, And then my wife just came out from the bedroom, and it was about 11:10, and I'm being specific because I was watching some videos and stuff and trying to look back from 2006 of the history and how someone didn't catch this. And then when I read the results, she read the result word for word just to make sure everything is right, so there's no misunderstanding. It did say 6 to 18 months. So that really puts a damper on you, because now you're right again, there's no misunderstanding, no misspelling. And then she went back to bed, and then I'm just sitting there, and about 2 minutes later I decided I needed to went into the bathroom, go to the bathroom, and I could just feel the energy in my whole body. My hair was rising off my arms, my legs, my chest. I'm looking down, I just felt incredibly strong. And I looked in the mirror and I could just see my physical change, how if you exercise and work out, you get a good pump when you exercise. And that's what I looked at. I was like, at that point I knew I was cured, I was healed, I was saved from the cancer. I knew it's just the experience. So since I've had knee surgery, my left leg's never been the same size. I measure every week for my progress. So I grab the tape measure, I measure the calf, same size, thighs, same size, arms, same size. I'm kind of in disbelief I'm not, so I check them all again 3 times. They're the same size. I knew I was healed because they weren't that way 7 days ago. So the proportion of my physical strength, I did pray, give me the strength, heal me. So then I'm thinking, did he just give me the strength to heal me to get through that? I work out with a guy named Rick Fussy from the gym. He's 67. I went to gym and I was doing record number leg lifts, leg press that I haven't done in over about 12 months. The one particular machine I've never done, over 300. I was repping out 400 pounds like nothing. We go to the leg press, I was doing 746 pounds like nothing. I knew my strength was there. I haven't done that in months and months and months. Just the physical strength came back instantly. Back to the story, when I'm in the mirror and I see myself, it said right there, tell everybody, tell everybody. So I started calling, I texted my neighbor Scott. I called my daughter, she was sleeping. I called my other daughter and she was at work, she answered. I told my wife, I told my son, told everybody I could tell. I was healed. I knew at that point right there, it was healed, strength. And then I go back to gym the next day and I'm telling everybody. Next day I go back and I lift some weights. I'm bench pressing weight that I haven't touched for we're talking 10 months. I go to the gym the next day. I'm deadlifting 495 pounds with reps like nothing. And people are like, looking, what's going on here? You're a guy that was just sick, no strength and energy a week ago, and now after this prayer, you're back. And I know. So then the Friday, we went to the doctor and I explained to him what we did, how I felt, how my progress in the gym was and everything. And I asked him, I said, are you a believer, do you pray? And he says, yes, I do. So I was going through the results, everything's coming back, no explanation. My wife, my daughter said, well, it says there's cancer, the test says cancer. And he said, yes, I did the gene, I tested for the gene for the cancer. He says, like you never had it. And my daughter and my wife actually like, well, it says right here he has it. And the only thing he said was prayer. He has no explanation. It's like you never had it. So how do you explain that the tests come back, you have cancer? All the tests come back, you have cancer. It's showing that the results, you've had signs of it since 2006. And then you have the prayer. My strength is back, my energy is back. And then when they test for the gene that causes that cancer, it's not there. But I had all the symptoms. The blood test says I have it, officially. But like you said, prayer. How do you explain you can't have the symptoms without the gene? The gene comes in the symptoms. That's the way it's explained to me. It's a miracle. It's a miracle from North Point Church there, the members there.